All right. So, um, in this chapter, we'll be discussing, the subject matter is alter ego. We call it alter ego, but it goes a lot bit deeper than that. Alter ego is what we commonly hear. However, let's break that down into a perspective of how many personalities are there within me. Now, people be like, oh, that's so, taboo-ish, or, that's mental health and I don't have mental health. And, you know, but let's just be honest. I think that for me, I would really be messed up if I only had one personality amongst and or along all of the different platforms that I exist in on a daily basis. What do I mean by that? Okay, I'm father to some, I'm brother to some, I'm uncle, I'm nephew, I'm this, I'm that, I'm this, I'm that, I'm spouse, you see. But if I'm the same across those, then how productive can I be? Like, I mean, I try to interject a little bit of elementary business into my conversations with Malachi, right? Because that's my seed. I'm growing him up. But I can't have like a business conversation, business meeting level conversation with Malachi all the time. There has to be other versions of me. Now, if we say that, then now I have to ask myself, which versions of me, which personalities of me, of Lee, are most productive, least productive, problematic, helpful, and or dominant? Because then now I got to say, because obviously if we're going to just keep it 100, we only got to be keeping it, if we keep it 67, if we just going to keep it 67, then I have to admit that there are some versions of me that, don't always do things that benefit all of me. There's that person. And so now I have to ask myself, the first question is the version of me in that, is it problematic? Okay, let's just say for conversational sake, yeah, check him off. Okay, he's problematic. Now, the next question has to be, can we control him? Nah, sometimes he lose control. I think sometimes, I think that's what we call, losing your temper. Losing your temper, and that version of me takes over. Okay. Well, next question is, well, how easy is it to reel it back in? Once that gets going, then, it's hard for me to bring myself back down. Okay. What are the negative consequences that we've suffered because of this inability to control this personality? Ooh, yeah. So then now the next question is, now what? We just gonna keep saying, oh man, look, that Lee, we don't mess with him. When he take over, we just step back. You're a problem, Lee. And so I have to ask myself, what do I think is necessary in order for me to minimally be able to get control over that personality to a point where that personality is not coming out in the most inopportune moments? That's treatment. And that's what treatment should consist of, is helping me to get to a point where minimally I can control the appearances of that deviant personality. Because again, if I can get that personality under control, then I don't have to go through this tumultuous process of, because just think about it. Are you saying when I go through treatment, because that personality is uncontrollable, I have to get rid of it? Like I have to decimate it? I have to, make sure that it DIE, it's no longer here. It's not amongst the living. How do you think that personality is going to take that? Oh, you think it's going to be a secret within your head? No. That personality is going to fight back, because that personality is going to be like, hey, man, what's going on now? Okay, I was good enough for you before. When now watch what I'm going to do to you. Nah, Before you take, that personality gonna say, before you take me out, right? Before you take me out, let me show you what I'm gonna do. And there is nothing off the table for that personality to ensure that you don't get rid of him. You don't get rid of her. You don't get rid of them. You in for a heck of a fight. But let's just start the process and say, okay, can we minimally just control this? We'll see.
Morning, guys. Day 3, Phoenix project. I got 76 days clean today. Just got done with my morning meditation, morning prayer, just my morning quiet time. It's part of my routine nowadays, and it's a must for me. Today I wanted to touch on my alter ego. The definition of an alter ego would be a person's secondary or alternative personality. And just being aware of that is big. For me, my alter ego usually lands me in situations I don't need to be in. Lands me in jail, prison, treatment, things like that. So when it comes to my alter ego, it could be beneficial in some situations, and it could not be so beneficial. So just knowing when your alter ego is getting in the way is a big deal. Some of the benefits for me in my alter ego would be like, if I'm out in the streets, it could be beneficial. If I'm in an institution like jail or prison, sometimes it's beneficial to me to have that alter ego. But most of the time it's not. Most of the time he gets in the way and gets me in trouble. So just me being aware of when that's coming out and being able to suppress it when it needs suppressed, that's big for me. I just kind of wanted to touch on that this morning. I hope you guys have a good day. Thank you.
All right, guys, this is James. I checking in on a topic today. Really fucks with me a little bit because I had a psychiatrist tell me one time, maybe I have schizophrenia or split personality disorder. So, like, we've been talking about some things like perspective on, like, when you black out drunk, you don't remember that shit. And so we have these different personalities that come in and try to protect us. And, if you've been in a situation where you've been in survival mode most of your life and you get moved around a lot, different schools, different things, different environments, you end up trying to adapt. And when you do that, you create these personas, egos, personalities. And, I got this crazy ego Moose. He's just party animal, super protective over my party, and like I have to be the center of attention. I have to be this, I have to be that. I got James. He protects me on a primal type. And then I got Jamie, and that's like the kid version of me. And I don't know, there's probably a couple others that I'm not too familiar with, but I have realized that when I get mad or angry, I change into something different. When I'm calm, collected, and cool, I'm someone soft, and I'm probably the childhood Jamie. Fuck, I don't.
So dealing with having an alter ego. This is something I'm struggling with because I have not been aware that I had this alter ego until recently, even though it's so present in my life. My alter ego is selfish. It's self-willed. It's self-seeking. until recently, yeah, I didn't realize how selfish I've been in my life, how much I take, how much I make life easy for myself. My alter ego is in full go when I'm drinking, or have drank recently, or I'm not in this stage of sobriety. Sobriety recovery. My alter ego doesn't care who I hurt, who I take from, both emotionally, financially. My alter ego is gonna get what it wants. However, I'm I've done this, taken from my family that way. I've taken from my wife that way, from my kids that way. It is hungry, driven. It has a lot of the good qualities I think I possess myself, because it is myself. However, this is something I'm trying to separate with. This is a part of me that I suppress from myself in my head because I don't want to have it, but I have it. Lee told us that if our alter egos are ultimately causing our demise, then it needs to go. This part of me has to leave. I'm working through it and figuring it out, but man, this part of all of it's really hard.
So, topic for the day is my perception of my alter egos. I have parts of me that I used to try to get rid of. I thought, recovery and treatment meant that I had to get rid of all these other parts of me, and then I had to become like this perfect version of me. And that's just not the truth. Like there's good parts of the other me's that I can still use. Like on a daily basis, like I got the committee up here, sitting at the round table, man, and conferring on who's going to be in the light today. And like I just got to understand today, like there's parts of me that weren't good, but parts of that thing that wasn't good is still useful. Like I can't just expect to get rid of all these parts of me, but I can learn to control them. And there's a part of me that I've been having to try to control the last couple of days, and the other ones sitting at the table, they they just have to keep him at bay and put him where he needs to be. And if that's locked in a cage, lock him in a cage. So I just got to know today that there's a version of me that is complemented by all the other me's that's up there talking. Some people would say that's crazy, but I feel like it'll make a beautiful version of me when I'm able to control every bit of it. And even on the days I can't control it, I can choose not to entertain it. And I just wanted to thank you guys, and that's what I got for you today. Love you. Talk to you later.
Yesterday's topic was personalities, and something that I kind of find myself struggling with when it comes to me knowing which personality that needs to take control when I'm in certain situations. Um, it was a very good topic, and it's something that I truly identify with and understand. When it comes to dealing with myself, sometimes I can be a whole total different kind of person when it comes to dealing with situations, especially when it's dealing with my addiction. When I tend to use, I become a whole nother different person, a person that sometimes I don't even know who that person is, or really understand why that person even does what that person does. A lot of times when I even talk to my people, they can tell that I'm a whole different type of person than I am. And trying to keep that person in check is a real big job because it's hard to control the person that has been able to get away with doing the things that that person been able to get away with doing. Right now, I'm learning to be the better man, like I said early in some of my other videos, is that in order for me to be able to do this, I have to put that addict me in check. And that's what I'm in the process of doing. I'm learning how to put him in check so that I can be the kind of man that I'm trying to be, a successful man, one that people can count on as well as I can count on myself. And it's working. I'm doing a pretty good job. So continue to watch me. I'm showing that you can change. Much love.
Joseph Isley, alcoholic. I mean, think about multiple, you know, characters inside your life and mind to shift things too. I mean, I'm just understanding that even though you can say alcoholic me, sober me, this me, that me, that it still comes back on me. You know, there's no sympathy if I do something under the influence. I still go to jail. And so it's just still all to do with me.
Sometimes I still find it hard. Sometimes I still find it difficult when I look back on the process of mending my wings. But those are the times that I spread my wings and I take to the sky. Those are the times that I just soar amongst the clouds of confidence, the clouds of peace, the clouds of wisdom, knowledge, understanding, and the acquisition of coping skills. And I just close my eyes and fly. Ooh.